We're going to talk today about what the real pros and the cons are for living in Hoover, Alabama, because nobody wants to talk about both sides, right? If you're thinking about moving to Hoover, we're going to give you an honest version of what it's really like to live in this city.
Today, we're discussing 4 pros and 3 cons because every city looks amazing online.
That's right. So what it's actually like with traffic at 5 o'clock.
What happens when big tournaments come to town?
Is it really affordable compared to Atlanta and Nashville?
And who should maybe not move here.
If you're considering relocating to Hoover, Alabama, especially if you're coming from out of state, we want you to know all the information about the pros and cons.
So let's get into it.
Pro number 1 is Hoover is growing exponentially, and it's not just houses going up. We've got some major commercial growth that's happening in our area.
Yeah, commercial developments like Stadium Trace Village have completely transformed the Highway 150 corridor. Restaurants like Walk-Ons, Grimaldi's, Taco Mama, this area looks completely different than it used to look. Knox Square Village is another huge mixed-use development. It features Ashley Max, Tzatziki's, Farm Bowl, and more. Knoxville allows you to work, eat, and play right at your front steps.
Plus, there is new construction happening which is causing some residential growth. The one new construction area is Bradbury and the foothills of Black Ridge. You've got around 500 single family homes that are going in there. Another expansion is Everly Community, and they are planning over 2,300 single family homes with townhomes included. Another little hidden gem here in Hoover is called the Preserve, which is another great community. It already has resale homes in there, but there's also still new construction happening.
And then another major mixed-use development that will be coming to Hoover is Riverwalk Village. We talked about this in depth in a previous video, but it's a 90-acre, $2.5 million development near River Chase Parkway. This project alone is expected to bring apartments, retail, hospitality, medical spaces, and wellness integration. It's going to reshape Hoover for years to come.
This one is going to be a really big project. Okay, so before we continue, if we haven't met yet, I'm Anna Parker. This is Mara Parker. With P4 Realty Partners, we're your Hoover real estate family. So we help families relocate in Hoover and the greater Birmingham area, and we make the process as smooth as we can from start to finish. So if you'd like more information about the Birmingham or Hoover area, we would love to talk. So reach out to us with our phone number, and our email is located below.
And don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more videos like this.
Yeah.
Now let's get back to the video.
Right. Pro number 2 for this area is the job market. So with large residential and commercial growth comes more opportunity for jobs. The Knox Square development alone roughly brought 150 to 300 jobs. And then you've got Riverwalk, which we've talked about before, that Riverwalk Village project. It is estimated to bring around 1,000 permanent jobs, plus of course the construction workers that are there, which is about 3,500 opportunities to work. So that's awesome. So that is significant for the suburbs, especially Hoover. So then of course you go to downtown Birmingham and you have UAB, which is one of our largest employers. So this is a huge healthcare hub for our state. You have nurses, physicians, admin, and researchers. So that job market is always expanding. In 2024, we had a big acquisition of Ascension St. Vincent's, which brought about 5,200 employees to the UAB system in 2025. So we've had significant growth in downtown.
This kind of employment brings a stable job market to Birmingham and continues to bring about new jobs every day. There are roughly 25,000 plus job openings currently listed in the Birmingham area, and there are over 3,000 healthcare jobs open at any given time.
That's a lot.
There are.
Yes.
Many healthcare households fall into the 60 to 120K income range, depending on the role and dual incomes, which is great to know, especially since we're going to discuss affordability coming up. The unemployment rate was only about 2.2% in December 2025 for the Birmingham Hoover metro area. Hoover, Pelham, Homewood suburbs are about 2% unemployment. Our rate is much lower than the U.S. employment rate, which is typically around 3.5 to 4% in a normal economy. So if you're relocating for healthcare, research, education, or medical administration, Hoover is positioned extremely well.
All right, pro number 3 is what? Location.
Location.
Hoover's location in central Alabama is one of the biggest advantages of living here. So you're about 20 to 30 minutes to downtown Birmingham, depending on where you live. That means you have access to UAB, downtown dining, concerts, and sporting events just from Hoover. So you don't have to be in the middle of the city to enjoy all the things of downtown.
You get the suburban lifestyle, space, neighborhoods, community without the constant noise and congestion of urban living. Regionally, it's incredibly centralized. You're about 4 hours to the Alabama Gulf Coast, and you know we all love the beach around here. You're about 2 hours to Atlanta, which gives you access to one of the busiest airports in the country. And you're about 3 hours to Nashville, perfect for weekend trips and trips to go to concerts. And you're 2 hours to Auburn and 45 minutes from Tuscaloosa. So which school are you rooting for?
Exactly. If you want access without paying the metro pricing, I think Hoover might be the place for you. All right, Pro 4 is affordability. So let's talk numbers. Can you afford to live in Hoover? So the median sold price in Hoover as of January 2026 was around $430,000. So if you take new construction out of that, it's closer to $400,000. So that full price range runs from $95,000 all the way up to $1.7 million in Hoover. And we've actually had some kind of bump up above $2 million just recently that were been sold. So now let's compare Hoover to our local suburbs that are around. So we've got Mountain Brook. Their medium is around $950,000. And then if you go to Homewood, that medium is around $410,000. So the closer you get to downtown, your medium price ranges are bumping up a little bit as well. Let's zoom out nationally. So Mara, what's the numbers around where we live?
In Alpharetta, Georgia, which is an Atlanta suburb, the median is around $670,000. In Plano, Texas, which is a Dallas suburb, the median is around $540,000. And then Franklin, Tennessee, which is the Nashville suburb, it's often around $850,000 to $900,000 plus as the median. And then in Carmel, Indiana, which is an Indianapolis suburb, it's roughly around $550,000 to $650,000 as the median. Here's the reality. Hoover gives you a $650,000 to $900,000 lifestyle for the $400,000 to $450,000 pricing, which we'd like to see.
That's right. You've got neighborhood pools, newer homes, master plan communities, fabulous dining and retail growth make Hoover a great place for you to live.
And the cost of living overall is lower. Gas in Alabama in early 2026 is averaging around $2.53 per gallon, cheaper than most states. Groceries, insurance, property taxes overall are much more manageable than larger metro areas. If you're a single adult moving to Hoover, $50,000 to $70,000 is a practical target wage to be able to live comfortably here. And if you're a family of 4, $85,000 to $120,000 household income is typical for comfortable living. And that's why so many relocation buyers feel like they're getting a value upgrade.
So if you are seriously considering making a move to Hoover, text me, MOVE, and I'll send you our free Hoover relocation checklist. It breaks down neighborhoods, commute times, price ranges, and new construction areas. Honestly, it'll save you some time and hours of research. So let's talk about the cons, because yes, there are cons.
Con number 1 is traffic. Hoover traffic is no joke. Highway 150 and Highway 31 get backed up fast, especially between 4:30 and 6 p.m. I-459 and I-65 are major commuter interstates, and that 459-65 interchange is known for heavy congestion. There's merging, weaving traffic, and unfortunately, frequent wrecks. So if you're commuting during peak hours and don't check your GPS, you can easily get stuck in standstill traffic for hours.
Then let's talk about Stadium Trace, Preserve Parkway, Bronx Gap Parkway. Those are all feeding into Hoover High School and the Hoover Met areas, so those all can get congested as well. Especially when school starts or lets out, these roads can get busy and backed up. And we also have the SEC baseball tournament and other major travel tournaments. So if you live in these neighborhoods like Lake Wilburn and Black Ridge and Bradbury, that's something that you need to consider when you're looking at the home. So traffic isn't really a deal breaker for most people, but it is something that you need to think about.
Con number 2 is walkability. Hoover is not a very walkable city. This is suburban Alabama, and most of the neighborhoods are designed around driving. We don't have sidewalks connecting residential areas to retail and dining the way you might find in more urban areas. Highway 150 is one of the biggest retail corridors and has no sidewalks running along it. People want to go out of their hotel and walk to grab dinner or go to the movies, but 150 does not allow that. On occasion, you will see people walking down the side of the highway, but it is super unsafe with all of that busy traffic we just talked about.
It is a little scary when you see people, yes. There is some good news. So they are planning to build a sidewalk to one side of Highway 150 from Highway 31 all the way to Cahaba River Estates. But it is still in design and planning stages, so we haven't seen that quite yet, but it's supposed to come. Now, there are some mixed-use communities that have improved walkability, such as the Preserve and Knox Square, which does have dining and coffee shops that are near it. However, broadly speaking, in Hoover, some of the older communities, you cannot just walk out of your house and grab a coffee or dinner or walk to a cute little boutique. That just doesn't check the boxes on some of those Hoover communities. So just something to think about when you are considering a move here.
Con number 3, rapid growth equals growing pains. Here's the honest truth. When a city grows this fast, it comes with growing pains. Infrastructure is going to have to catch up, so roads tend to feel more crowded, and construction is ongoing in several areas around the city.
There are some longtime residents that feel like Hoover isn't as quiet as it used to be, our quiet little suburb outside of Birmingham, and so much has developed over the last 10 years. Growth is exciting. It brings jobs, new amenities, and can increase property values. But it also brings change, which, some people just don't like. If you're looking for a tiny, sleepy town with no development, Hoover might feel busier than you expect. So our family has lived in Hoover for 23 years. So Hoover is incredible for families wanting space and community, healthcare professionals that are relocating to UAB, buyers wanting newer constructions because we have several new construction communities coming up, relocation buyers coming from higher cost states, and then people who want suburban living with metro access.
You might struggle in Hoover if you want urban level walkability, zero traffic, and no growth or change. Hoover might not align perfectly with your lifestyle.
But we think Hoover is a pretty good city though. So we highly recommend it. So if you're thinking about making a move to Hoover or the greater Birmingham area, you're just wondering if Hoover's going to fit your lifestyle, reach out to info@p4realtypartners.com.
And definitely check out our previous video where Anna talks about all of the new Hoover construction projects that are happening right now. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.